Hello, everybody. It's me, Roscoe, and welcome to a latest Kings of Anglia live video as we react to Town's fourth signing of the summer. And I was not expecting to say this name that is joining the club, and that is Ashley Young has signed a one-year contract at Portman Road. The 40-year-old Ashley Young, the man who's made loads of appearances in the Premier League for the likes of Man United, Aston Villa, Everton, Watford, won 39 caps for England, and has won Premier League titles, FA Cups, won the Serie A with Inter Milan back in the day in Italy, and has played over 700 times in his career. And Kieran McKenna has signed him to be the fourth signing of the summer. Was not expecting that. I want you guys to share your thoughts in the comments down below. I wanted to do a live reaction of this news dropping. But yeah, you know my opinion on players, older players. This is very interesting. This is sort of off the scale, a 40-year-old signing for the club. But fair play to Ashley Young, which we'll get onto shortly. He's still playing at the highest level. And he now joins Ipswich Town, of course, who are looking to get promoted back to the Premier League. So get involved in the comments down below. Share your thoughts, your reaction to this. And yeah, I'll pop it all up. And we're just going to chat about Ashley Young for the next 10 minutes or so. I'm going to be heading to Aberdeen tomorrow morning. But I thought, you know what? Just had my dinner. I just saw this news break. I had to jump on to discuss Ashley Young signing for Ipswich Town. Of course, it was rumoured. It was linked. He watched his son, Tyler, play for the 921s and need a market last night. And it's now all signed, sealed and delivered. Ashley Young is an Ipswich Town player. I'm actually going to bring up a picture for you guys. So you can see Ashley Young in the Ipswich Town shirt. It is all confirmed. And I'm going to bring it up now as it loads. And yeah, as I said, get involved in the comments down below. If you're now just joining me, share your thoughts on this. But yes, Ashley Young has joined Ipswich Town on a one-year contract. Of course, was at Everton last year, got released this summer. He made 32 Premier League appearances last year. Of course, came up against Ipswich Town last year. Obviously, a great career as a whole. Played, as I said, in the Premier League for most of his career. Won the FA Cup, Premier League, Europa League for Man United. Worked with Kieran McKenna during his time at Old Trafford, and of course played for England at big tournaments. Russia, actually, in 2018, I think he played 6 times in that tournament. So a man who's got a lot of experience, and of course he is 40, but that's the new 20, isn't it? For footballers these days, they can get to a certain age and they're still going. But yeah, he played 32 times last year in the Premier League for Everton. I think it was 38 games potentially in all competitions. But yeah, Ashley Young signing for Ipswich Town. I would have loved that signing probably 10, 15 years ago. That was an unbelievable signing. Of course, he's got promotion under his belt in the Championship for Watford 20 years ago. So it's funny enough, 20 years ago this season, he won promotion for Watford. And obviously, he's a local lad, actually, because he's from Stevenage, so Hertfordshire. So it's not too far away. So it sounds like he's coming back to his roots. Of course, came through the Watford Academy. They went to Aston Villa for a club record fee back then. And of course, went on to Man United, spending nearly 10 years there. Then went into Milan, returned to Aston Villa, and has just spent the last 2 years at Everton. But let's see what you guys are saying. David Smith is gone, must be starting a veterans team. Yeah. David Button, we signed him as a goalkeeper. He's in his 30s. Obviously, the 2 other signings in their late 20s or mid 20s. So, yeah, Ashley Young, interesting. George, question here: will Ashley Young be a regular starter? Now, obviously, he's now 40, but he has just played 32 times in the Premier League for Everton. He's largely as a right back now. Obviously, he can play in midfield if needed. We're going to give you some more insight and find out a bit more about Ashley Young's time at Everton in future videos. But yeah, he largely played at right back for Aston Villa, for Everton. But he obviously brings that versatility, that quality, that experience that we need. Because if you really think about it, the Town squad, we ain't got that much experience. We do in some sort of positions, but in terms of right back, obviously we've got Harry Clark there. We lost Axel Twanzebe. We've got Ben Johnson there as well. But yeah, it's very interesting. Steve here, a suit low risk signing, I'll say Roscoe, still fit for the Premier League and great option with experience. I'm sure he's going to be great as well in the dressing room and just on the training pitch, and just when needed, he'll come on. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he does start, but we shall see. Here's James. For me, with Morsey leaving, he will add leadership qualities to the squad. I agree, James. Definitely will bring that. Another leader in that dressing room. It's funny, though. Isn't Kieran McKenna younger than Ashley Young? Let me just quickly double-check that. Because I know Kieran McKenna is young. And that is mad. I don't know how often that happens. I know nowadays, like Brighton's manager is very young. Like I think James Milner is younger, is older than the Brighton manager. But no, yeah, Kieran McKenna is 39. So Ashley Young is older than Ashley Young is older than Kieran McKenna. Leon Porter is a good signing with lots of experience and will give us options in that position. I agree with you, Leon. There, Tommy. Think it's a great signing to be a leader in the camp. Definitely. John went, nothing wrong with this. Brings whose experience. Loss with Morsey leaving. Yeah, that's a big loss. Obviously, the skipper, the man who's been leading this team for the last few years. Here's Russ here. Evening from Rush in Great Yarmouth, my friend. Thanks for joining me. Ozzy Osbourne in your profile pic. Of course, rest in peace to the just a legend of rock and roll. Just watching his last concert at Villa Park was unbelievable. But anyway, this is not a rock and roll podcast. It's Ipswich Town signing Ashley Young. Richard Reeves, considering all the leadership experience we've lost, I think this is a smart, low-risk signing. Perhaps on one eye on him becoming a coach next season. Yeah, I have a feeling Ashley Young is probably looking to go down that route. I'm sure he's going to be just part of that. We obviously lost a few people this summer. Obviously, Lee Grant becoming the Huddersfield Town manager and a few other people leaving. I'm sure he'll be part of that set up, and he wants to continue playing, I'm sure, Ashley Young. So what a way to end his career. If he comes here, plays a bit part role, and helps us win promotion back to the Premier League, that would be fantastic. Let's see. Andy Crackers Cracknell, good to see you, Andy. Can see Johnson being sold now. Is there still interest in him? 10 million interest early in the summer. Yeah, obviously there was interest from Fulham earlier in the window, actually when the season was still going on last year. And obviously you've got the FFP stuff. That could be something the club may look into. At the moment, we don't know much about that yet, but could be an option. As McKenna said, obviously in his post-match after the game in Austria, he said he does see players leaving and coming in. So with Ashley Young becoming that right back option, obviously we've got Harry Clark there, Ben Johnson there. We shall see what happens. Yeah, be interesting. I want to actually quickly get up some quotes, if you haven't read it already, from Kieran McKenna and Ashley Young for joining the club. I think Ashley Young's interview is available on a Town TV, but this is what Kieran McKenna said on this signing. Ashley has had a fantastic career, and his achievements speak for themselves. He has maintained an extremely high level of professionalism and competitiveness through his career, and he's still playing at a very good level, because that is a big thing. He's been still playing in the top tier of English football, been playing Premier League football. And yeah, I didn't even think he played as many games as he did, but he played 32 games in the Premier League last year, which is incredible. We feel his leadership and experience will be valuable to the group this season, and he's very hungry to contribute on and off the pitch. He's a very strong signing for the group and the club. Very much so indeed, because, yeah, as I said before, he's won many caps for England. Firstly, played one major tournament in Euro 2012 in Ukraine and Poland, and then started actually 5 England 6 games at the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. So very experienced player, very much so indeed. Let's quickly have a little look what other people are saying. Share your thoughts, your comments. I won't be going live too long because I've got to get a flight early doors tomorrow to Aberdeen, and that'll be interesting. I'm sure Ashley Young will be part of that, I assume. That's just me assuming. He will be part of the training and the game up there. I'm sure he's been doing a lot of his off training himself, because he obviously got released by Everton in the summer. I'm sure he's been sort of working with Town this week to get the deal done. But yeah, let's quickly look. Colin here. Hi, Ross. Good to see you, Colin. Absolutely class signing. 750 career appearances. A lot of appearances. and obviously one of the oldest players still going, which is great to see. Let's take a look at some more comments here. Simon English went, "Hi Ross, pleased to see this addition. Evidently a complete pro and a great example for the younger squad members to learn from. Finger crossed a centre forward will follow soon." Yes, that is the sexy signing we want. So far, we've had a goalkeeper, a third, fourth choice goalkeeper. We've also had that midfielder, Zor Matasiwa, who is the position we needed. Maybe a Sam Morsey replacement. Also, we've signed Cedric Kipre, who's going to be that big centre-back unit who sort of replaces Cameron Burgess. But yeah, that forward we want, don't we? And we hopefully will see that very shortly. Dale Taylor's gone. Does he have his Zimmer frame? Do you know what? 40 is a new 20. And he's still fit. He's still going. It's going to be very interesting indeed. Andy Cracker's Cracknell. Is it definitely a playing role, or is he signed for a not player coach role? Well, from what it sounds like, he is signed a 1-year contract. I'm sure he's going to be involved. I'm sure he wants to sort of dip his toes in a bit of coaching. Obviously, he's worked with Kieran McKenna before at Man United, so I'm sure he's got an eye of coaching. So I'm sure he's going to try to do like maybe what Sean Luco did when he played a few games, but then was part of the sort of coaching setup. So that'd be very interesting indeed. Andrew Nichols, good signing, just solid. I like that. So yeah, let me know, guys, your final thoughts as I wrap up this KOA live. We'll be doing a live video in Aberdeen. Stuart Watson and I will be there to discuss that. But it'll be interesting to see if we're going to see Ashley Young make his first town appearance up in Scotland. But yeah, Ashley Young, did not expect me to say that he is an Ipswich Town player as a player. Because you think, Ashley Young joining the coaching staff. But no, he's signed a 1-year contract and he'll be playing football. But you know what? He played, as I said before, 32 games in the Premier League last season for Everton team, who obviously went on to finish pretty respectively under David Moyes. But yeah, I'm just quickly having a look, in his last few games. Last 2 years in the Premier League, 31 games in the season before, 32 games last year. Then at Aston Villa, he played 29 games, 24 games after that. Of course, then went on to win the Italian title with Inter Milan. And of course, he went on to play over 250 games for Manchester United and, win many trophies there. And he's played a lot of games in his career. And yeah, I wouldn't say I'm excited to sign a 40-year-old, but it's just an interesting one. I'm sure he's going to sell a lot of shirts. I'm sure a lot of people will know who Ashley Young is. It's going to be interesting indeed. Rodney Marshall went, will he join you in your midweek 5-a-side matches? Yeah, I will admit we are. There's some weeks we're struggling for numbers, so I'll have to give Ashley a ring and go, fancy a quick one. Quick game, quick 5-a-side. I'm sure he's gonna be a good 5-a-side player as well. But yeah, very interesting indeed. Ashley Young signing for Ipswich Town on a 1-year contract. Hope you've enjoyed this KOA live. Just quick reaction, just me talking to you, talking to my camera. It is going to be interesting to see what is next for Kieran McKenna, who is going to be the next signing. There's not been many links, has there? Not been many links at all. Will there be a forward being signed? Will there be another midfielder? Who will be leaving next? That is the big question, because we've got over that sort of squad rule now of over 21. So there's going to be having to see some departures. And we'll find out. Andy Cracker's Cracknell. Was it Tommy Taylor who played the other day in Austria? I thought he played well in centre midfield. No, it wasn't Tommy Taylor. It was Finley Barbrook, who I've been impressed with. He's basically been one of the standout midfielders in the academy for the last few years. He actually spent time on loan at Sutton United last year in the National League and played pretty well for them. A player that's definitely got a good potential, and I think another loan is mostly expected for him, maybe a League 2 loan. But yeah, Finley Barbrook was the player who played in Austria, and I'm sure he will be playing in Aberdeen as well. But Tommy Taylor is another good player. Of course, he was on the bench a few times for the first team in the Premier League last year when we had that injury crisis. But from what I heard, he played really well at Needham Market last night, and probably another player that will get a good loan, hopefully to a National League South side. But it's going to be interesting with the signings for the under-21s now, because obviously we're a Category 1 team. It'd be interesting to see who we're going to sign. Of course, Ashley's son, Tyler, was on trial for the last few games for the under-21s. So I have a feeling he'll probably sign a 1-year contract or something like that. And Ashley can sort of see how his son's developing and see how he does. But yeah, Ashley Young, though, is now an Ipswich Town player on a 1-year deal. It'd be interesting to see what sort of game time he will get this year under Kieran McKenna. And we shall see what else is in store. But yeah, make sure you follow our coverage up in Scotland. Getting my flying to Aberdeen or flying to Edinburgh and then getting a train to Aberdeen tomorrow. And we're bringing you, of course, behind the scenes content, our normal stick, other videos. And so we're going to try to do a live video when the team news drop in Aberdeen so you can sort of see our surroundings at Aberdeen. But thank you so much for joining me for this live video. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to try our best to bring you some more live content, interact with you guys. Always good to see your comments and your messages. So there we go. Ipswich Town's 4th signing of the summer, Ashley Young. I did not expect to say that, but yeah, he has signed for Ipswich Town on a 1-year contract. Welcome to the club, Ashley, and all the best for this season ahead. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.